The public health issue that I chose was substance abuse, specifically in young adults in the United States. Substance abuse, by definition, is the harmful or hazardous use of psychoactive substances, including alcohol and illicit drugs, including but not limited to heroin, marijuana, and cocaine. Something to be mindful of when talking about substance abuse is that the word is not interchangeable with substance addiction. A person with a substance abuse issue feels in control in their life even while they're using a substance, whereas someone with an addiction can no longer control their life and lets the substance completely take over. With substance abuse, some behaviors that developed after abusing drugs and/or alcohol are strong desires to take the drug or continue to drink, difficulties in controlling its use, persisting in its use despite the harmful consequences, a higher priority given to drug use than to other activities and obligations of your daily life, increased tolerance so you feel as though you need more of it, and sometimes a physical withdrawal state if you are not getting enough of it. Some statistics about substance abuse in teens, specifically those in high school, are that alcohol, marijuana, and tobacco are substances most commonly used by adolescents. By 12th grade, about 2/3 of students have tried alcohol, about half of 9th through 12th grade students reported ever having used marijuana, about 4 in 10 9th through 12th grade students reporting having tried cigarettes, and among 12th graders, close to 2 in 10 reported using prescription medicine without having a prescription. In these statistics, it is seen that it's only whether the student has tried the alcohol or said drug, and not if they still continue to use these things daily. One substance that is abused when referring to substance abuse is alcohol. The consequences of underage drinking include death, brain damage, including the impaired function of memory, coordination, and motor skills, which are affected later in life by drinking, delayed puberty, car crashes, which are the leading cause of death for teens, and about a quarter of those car crashes involve a driver who is under the influence. Sexual assaults, as it is proven that teens who drink heavily are more likely to be involved in sexual assaults. They are also less likely to use any form of protection, and that leads to unwanted pregnancies and also STDs. Not only that, but they also are more likely to cause fights, both physical and verbal. A study done in 2010 shows that about 10 million people in the United States are underage drinkers. In the year 2010, about 84 million people were of ages 20 and younger. This means that about 12% of all teenagers in the United States are underage drinkers. 6.5 million are binge drinkers, 2 million are heavy drinkers, and 1.5 million are casual drinkers. This could be due to the fact that a human's brain does not fully develop during their adolescent years. The part that is not yet fully developed is the one responsible for just making decisions. Due to it not being fully developed yet, teenagers are more likely to binge drink than adults. Having such a high percentage of teenagers already actively being alcohol abusers can lead to a drastically high amount of adults who could develop alcohol addictions. As you already know, addictions can be major health risks due to the lack of control an addict has over their own life. The other part of substance abuse that is focused on is the usage of drugs. The usage of drugs can have both a short-term and long-term effect on a person. These effects depend on the specific drug used, how the drug is taken, how much of the drug was taken, the person's health, and any other factors. Some short-term effects are changes in appetite, heart rate and blood pressure changes, mood changes, heart attacks, stroke, psychosis, overdose, and even death. These health effects may occur after one single usage of the drugs. Some long-term effects include heart or lung disease, cancer, mental illness, HIV and AIDS, hepatitis, addiction, and changes in brain functions. Drug addiction is a brain disorder. Not everyone who uses a drug will become addicted, but drug usage in general can change how certain brain circuits work. The brain changes interfere with how people experience normal pleasures in life, such as drinking, eating, going out, and any other small daily task. Drugs can affect the ability to control stress levels, change a person's decision-making skills, and alter their ability to learn and remember things. The brain changes also make it difficult for someone to stop taking drugs, even though there is negative health effects on their life, and no matter how much they want to quit. In the chart below, it is seen that in a single year alone, there were over 5,000 deaths due to drug overdoses. The total amount of deaths were only in a small age gap of those 15 to 24 years old. Not only can drugs have both short-term and long-term effects on a person, but they can also have indirect effects due to drug abuse. Drug users can negatively impact those surrounding them through driving under the influence, whereas most people who are under the influence in driving tend to get into more car accidents and kill those involved or seriously injure them. They also participate heavily in violent activity and crimes. They can give and receive communicable diseases through the sharing of needles and other ways, and also pregnant mothers can pass on issues to their fetuses while they are growing. Some other indirect effects that I don't have listed above include education, whereas some people using drugs may drop out and not reach a high level that they would have if they weren't using drugs. Their employment, due to the fact that they did drop out and they can't get a good job. Housing, as people won't normally give a lease to someone who is a drug user and it's known. Their relationships can heavily suffer due to the hurt that the partner has to go through if something were to happen to the person using the drugs, and also any other criminal acts that they do participate in. Although substance abuse does often lead to substance addiction, there are some solutions that can help the abusers return to a normal, healthy lifestyle again. Some of the solutions for substance abuse that I found were prevention methods, educating the youth, rehabilitation and therapy, and examining for risk factors. Prevention methods can be put into place both before and after substance abuse occurs. Parents play a vital role in the prevention method. Parents have a high amount of presence in their children's life and can monitor when substances such as alcohol and drugs are being used. They put in place rules for their children and also educate them to know the risk factors of substances outside of what they learn in school. Educating the youth is a primary prevention step that is extremely important to ensure that young adults don't begin to drink alcohol until it is legal, and when it is legal, how much is a healthy amount. It also ensures the students know the dangers and risks they can face if they abuse drugs and alcohol. After someone is already affected by substance abuse, it is important to get them to therapy and rehabilitation in order to stop addiction from occurring. This can help a person return to a normal, healthy lifestyle and ensure that they don't fall down the same path again and restart to abuse drugs. Mental illnesses also tend to go hand in hand with substance abuse. Those with an illness seek the usage of drugs and alcohol to escape their illness and also abuse substances and become addicted. Because of this, they should also seek professional treatment through rehab and therapy. Another solution is to examine young adults for the risk factors of substance abuse. Some risk factors include family history of this public health issue, environmental risks such as where they grew up and where they currently live, and also physical risk factors such as peer pressure and social pressure. And then these were just the references that I found and used in this presentation. Thank you.